Since time immemorial, humankind has struggled between apparent security and the aspiration for something deeper, a prosperity that transcends the mere counting of coins and the accumulation of possessions. In this context, the figure of King Solomon emerges, not only as the wisest monarch of antiquity, but also as the custodian of knowledge that invites us to rethink life in all its nuances. This is a summary of a short book I prepared for you, which you can download for free in the video description. I hope you find it useful and enjoy it. The Hidden Path to Wealth, The Timeless Wisdom of Solomon and the Art of Creating Prosperity, Chapter 1, The Quest for Financial Freedom in Modern Times. In many homes, the security that comes with a stable job is contrasted with the feeling of being trapped in an endless cycle routine, with its apparent predictability, becomes an invisible prison that robs us of enthusiasm and the ability to explore new opportunities. It is in this context that the fundamental question arises: is it essential to sacrifice freedom and creativity for the sake of apparent economic stability? The answer, found in Solomon's ancient reflection, invites us to look beyond the boundaries imposed by a system that exhausts itself through repetition. Solomon, in his infinite wisdom, understood that true success is not achieved through mere work, but through the ability to channel knowledge and intelligently manage the resources that life offers us. In this sense, financial freedom becomes the possibility of breaking the chains of traditional employment and opening up to a universe of opportunities where money is placed at the service of creativity and personal growth. This transformation is not simply a change in the way we work, but a revolution in the way we conceive value and wealth. Money, in this new perspective, ceases to be the ultimate goal and becomes a means that enables the realization of projects, the creation of opportunities, and the manifestation of a higher purpose. As the voice of wisdom reminds us, blessed is the man who finds wisdom and the man who gets understanding. For her profit is better than the profit of silver, and her gain than gold. Proverbs 3:13-18, inviting us to invest in that which transcends the ephemeral and to cultivate a heritage nourished by conscious and ethical decisions. Chapter 2, Solomon's Legacy. Solomon was not a king satisfied with the simplistic formulas of material economy. In his vision, true greatness lay in the ability to discern and apply knowledge that transcended the everyday. His legacy, captured in the books of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and the Song of Songs, speaks to us of a knowledge that is, in itself, the greatest of riches. Wisdom, in Solomon's worldview, is not an attribute reserved for a select few, but a tool accessible to all who dare to look beyond the visible and delve into the depths of human understanding. Solomon teaches us that knowledge alone is not enough to achieve prosperity. It is in the practical application of wisdom that its true value is revealed. The ability to transform ideas into concrete actions, to turn theory into effective strategies, is what distinguishes those who simply know from those who truly create. Solomon understood that life is a continuous process of decision-making, where every choice, no matter how small, can open new doors to success and fulfillment. This duality between knowing and doing presents a challenge to those who cling to outdated models of thinking, instead of settling for the inertia of routine work. We are invited to cultivate a proactive mindset in which every challenge is seen as an opportunity to learn, grow, and, above all, innovate. Thus, wisdom becomes the compass that guides our actions and allows us to navigate the turbulent seas of change with confidence and determination. Chapter 3. Beyond traditional work, the conventional narrative tells us that the path to economic success lies in the relentless search for a job that guarantees a stable salary. However, this perspective, although rooted in the collective experience of generations, proves insufficient in the face of the complexity and challenges of modern times. In this chapter, we explore the revolutionary idea that true prosperity is not forged by dependence on a conventional job, but rather by the ability to harness wisdom and transform every opportunity into a step toward financial freedom. The obsession with securing a stable job has shaped how we perceive success and relegated other ways of generating wealth to the background. This paradigm, in which work becomes the only path to prosperity, limits creativity and locks us into a repetitive cycle that, far from unleashing our potential, subjects it to the rules of a system that doesn't always reward innovation and vision. Solomon, with his keen insight and unparalleled wisdom, offers us an alternative to this outdated model. According to his legacy, the true secret to achieving wealth lies in the constant pursuit of knowledge and the intelligent application of that knowledge in everyday life. It is not repetitive labor that makes us prosper, but the ability to analyze, anticipate, and act with foresight and creativity. Imagine a scenario where money isn't the goal in itself, but the natural outcome of a mind enriched with wisdom. This vision allows us to understand that every decision, no matter how small, is an opportunity to invest in our future. Instead of simply working for others, the invitation is to work for ourselves, to develop an entrepreneurial mindset that turns resources into tools for personal transformation. Embarking on the path to financial freedom involves, above all, an internal revolution. It is necessary to let go of the limiting belief that success is measured solely by a monthly salary. Instead, we must embrace the conviction that every day is a new opportunity to learn, to innovate, and to build a future in which wealth is derived from the sum of small, wise decisions. This transformation of mindset is reflected in the way we approach life. Instead of passively waiting for a stable job to arrive, it's about taking action, identifying the areas where knowledge and creativity can generate a real and lasting impact. It's a process that demands courage and a willingness to take calculated risks, but in return, it promises the freedom to be the architect of your own destiny. True financial freedom goes far beyond simply accumulating money. It is, in essence, the ability to choose how and why one wants to live. It is the moment when one understands that money is not an end, but a means to achieve goals that nourish the spirit and elevate one's existence. When one stops depending on a fixed salary, the door opens to a universe of possibilities where every investment, every initiative, and every action becomes the foundation of a life full of meaning and purpose. When we understand that prosperity is not limited to a steady income, but encompasses the entirety of life, including personal growth, emotional well-being, and spiritual fulfillment, we realize that the path to true wealth is multifaceted. It is an invitation to develop a holistic vision in which money becomes an instrument for living authentically, for pursuing projects that enrich both the individual and the community, and for building a legacy that transcends the limitations of material things. In this sense, King Solomon's message becomes a beacon of hope and change. It reminds us that wisdom, well applied, can break down the walls that prevent us from achieving a fulfilling existence. By adopting an open and proactive mindset, we stop seeing work as an imposed obligation and begin to see it as an opportunity to forge a unique path in which every conscious decision becomes an act of liberation and affirmation of one's own worth. Chapter 4. The duality of wealth prosperity based solely on the accumulation of material goods or quick profits may seem dazzling at first glance. A stroke of luck, an unexpected inheritance, or a one-time victory may give an individual a semblance of success. But this form of wealth is, in essence, as transitory as the light of a sunset. Market volatility, economic crises, and unforeseen circumstances can, in a matter of moments, transform apparent abundance into a void filled with uncertainty. This fragility of temporary wealth is due, in large part, to the lack of a solid foundation. Without a comprehensive vision and a long-term strategy, money, no matter how abundant it may be at any given moment, runs the risk of vanishing without a trace. It is a blessing that, despite its momentary brilliance, lacks the depth necessary to withstand the ravages of fate. In the words of timeless wisdom, it is not enough to earn. It is essential to know how to preserve and multiply what has been achieved. through intelligent management of resources. In contrast to the fickleness of temporary wealth, true prosperity is built on firm pillars: wisdom, justice, and long-term vision. This lasting wealth is not measured simply in monetary terms, but in the ability to build a heritage that withstands the fluctuations of time and is based on sound ethical principles. This is the vision Solomon offers us in his Proverbs, reminding us that wisdom is better than precious stones, Proverbs 8:11, and that its possession provides a more secure defense than the mere accumulation of material wealth. Intelligent resource management involves, first and foremost, acquiring knowledge that allows us to understand how the economy and the market work. It means investing in one's education, developing skills, and diversifying sources of income. By understanding that lasting wealth is the fruit of intelligent stewardship and a long-term vision, we are given the opportunity to design a life in which success is manifested not in ephemeral ease, but in stability, freedom, and the positive impact our decisions have on our environment. This is the lesson that, throughout history, has distinguished those who have managed to transcend the immediacy of economic gain to build a legacy that resonates through time. Chapter 5: Honor, Justice, and the Art of Managing Resources. In Solomon's vision, honor is not achieved solely through the accumulation of wealth, but through actions that reflect integrity, responsibility, and a genuine commitment to the well-being of others. Honor, in this context, is presented as the natural reward of those who act with rectitude and wisdom, and is the hallmark of a life lived in accordance with higher values. This concept is reflected in the idea that true success is not measured solely in monetary terms, but in the ability to positively influence the lives of those around us. Wealth, when managed with honor, becomes a means of generating trust, respect, and stability in the community, transcending mere individual gain to become a legacy of ethics and responsibility. Justice, understood as the equitable application of moral principles in decision-making, is another essential component in building lasting prosperity. Solomon makes it clear that true wealth cannot be achieved if it is founded on unjust or exploitative practices. Justice, in his view, is the shield that protects the integrity of every action and ensures that the fruits of success are distributed equitably beyond a moral standard. This teaching invites each individual to consider the ethical consequences of their economic decisions, remembering that true prosperity is based on a balance between personal benefit and the common good. It is a call to build wealth not forged in oppression, but rather in respect for human dignity and the pursuit of a positive and lasting impact. Chapter 6: Wisdom in Action. The foundation of any transformation lies in self-knowledge and investment in one's own growth. Solomon, aware that all blessing comes from wisdom, reminds us that the first resource we must invest in is ourselves. This entails cultivating the mind, nurturing the spirit, and developing skills that enhance our ability to face challenges with intelligence and resilience. Investing in oneself means dedicating time and energy to education, whether through reading, continuing education, or sharing ideas with inspiring and motivating people. It is an act of faith in human potential and the conviction that every piece of knowledge acquired is a powerful tool that, when applied judiciously, can open doors to unsuspected opportunities. Perseverance and dedication are essential virtues for those who wish to transform their financial lives. Diligence is not measured in hours worked, but in the quality and consistency of the actions taken. Every effort, no matter how small, contributes to building a stable future full of possibilities. In this sense, the proverb, "The plans of the diligent lead to plenty," Proverbs 21:5, stands as a reminder that perseverance and determination are invaluable allies in the pursuit of success. Diligence is manifested in the ability to maintain focus, meticulously plan each step, and not give up in the face of obstacles. It is the art of transforming challenges into lessons and seeing in every fall the seed of a new opportunity to rise with greater strength and wisdom. One of the most practical lessons derived from Solomon's wisdom is the importance of not concentrating all resources in a single area. Diversification is a strategy that, by spreading risk and leveraging different sources of income, creates a safety net that protects and multiplies prosperity. Instead of relying exclusively on a job or a single source of income, it is about exploring different paths that complement and strengthen financial stability. This strategy involves developing parallel projects, investing in innovative ventures, and, above all, being open to new ideas that can become growth opportunities. By diversifying, an ecosystem of interconnected resources is built, in which each source of income acts as a cog that, together, drives progress toward financial freedom. The integration of these strategies, self-investment, diligence, diversification, and asset growth constitutes a comprehensive plan that, when applied consistently, opens the door to a life of financial freedom. These aren't magic formulas or instant solutions, but rather a deep commitment to personal transformation and adopting a mindset that sees every obstacle as an opportunity to learn and grow. Final epilogue: the beginning of a new era. Today, the possibility of a new beginning opens before you. The wisdom of Solomon, as relevant and powerful as in ancient times, has offered you a map to navigate the seas of uncertainty and possibility. The choice is yours. Will you follow the well-trodden path of traditional work, or will you dare to explore the hidden path to true prosperity?